In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can source products from China. I've got my white paper here and I just want to give you a visual representation of some of the things that I've learned after going to China for the Canton Fair. And I've been sourcing products for around like 7 years now. I've made a lot of mistakes and I'm actually an enterprise customer at Alibaba. So, pay some respect, So the first thing is there are kind of like two options. All right. So you can go through what's called a sourcing agent. Now, a sourcing agent is someone that is basically based in China, and they're someone that will actually go out, find the suppliers, meet them, get samples and all that kind of stuff. And we are building around 5 businesses every single month. We're building around 60 a year. And I've personally found here at the Business Builders, they're helpful to take the load off, but I just don't trust them. They just don't feel like they care a lot. And so I'm yet to find a really good sourcing agent. If you have one, please comment down below their details because I'd love to chat with them. But I've mostly found that sourcing agents aren't that helpful. Now, the next option is you can go direct to Alibaba, okay? So Alibaba, if you've never heard of that before, is a platform full of suppliers. Now, just imagine a marketplace full of suppliers. There's gonna be around 100 suppliers for the product that you wanna source. So there is a lot of competition, a lot of people want your business, and that's a good thing, okay? But just to make it easier, the thing that I go for is, the first thing is I'm only gonna be speaking to suppliers that are got this verified tick, okay? So it's like this blue tick of approval. And that means that Alibaba have actually gone out to their warehouse and they are legitimately a supplier, okay? So if you're completely new and you're looking like, hey, I would love to get unlimited free products, then I've got a special gift for you. Here at the Business Builders, we've created a course that shows you how to start, grow, and then sell an e-commerce business. Now, we've created a free video inside of that course that shows you how we find unlimited winning products for our e-commerce business. If you wanted to get access to that course, click the link below and I'll see you over there. And so this is why they get that tick. The next thing you want to make sure is that they've been around for at least 5 years, all right? So 5 years in business means that, they've just been around, they've made, enough mistakes to become a legitimate business, right? So for me, I only will work with verified suppliers. The next thing I do is I actually get them, I create this ChatGPT full explanation saying give me 5 questions that I need to ask the supplier. The first thing that I do is I ask ChatGPT to put a question in for minimum order quantity, okay? So I'm just gonna chuck in a word vomit to ChatGPT and it's gonna make it nice and clean, okay? First thing I'm saying is, gonna ask the supplier is, what's the minimum order quantity, okay? So MOQ, okay? The next thing you're gonna ask for is the price, and they use this acronym called EXW, which just means excluding the shipping, okay? So we might be shipping directly to our home. In that case, you might want to get shipping, or you might be getting a quote directly to a third-party fulfillment center, a 3PL in China, okay? So if that's the case, either way, you want to start with the EXW price, okay? They sometimes call it FOB, they've got all these acronyms, but you just want to say price, no shipping. Then from there, what you want to do is you then want to ask for photos, okay? So photos are so important, okay? Photos of number 1, the product, and then the packaging, all right? So when I went to the Canton Fair, the thing that surprised me the most, by the way, if you've never heard of the word Canton Fair, it's like 25,000 suppliers come together in China to show off their newest products in this big event. And so we went there, and what I was so surprised with is that the packaging is so different, but sometimes the pricing is not. So you have some products that the packaging is absolutely beautiful, but sometimes the packaging is just like a white box. It's so underwhelming. And I'm like, I would never sell this to any of my customers. So packaging, product, these are 2 components that are very important. The next thing that you want to consider is videos, all right? So this is the question that I'm going to be asking the supplier. So when it comes to videos, you want to ask for 2 videos. One is product in use, okay? And the next one is unboxing. Okay, then this is gonna allow us to see what the experience is gonna be like. How does the box open? What does the box look like? Is there plastic wrapped around the box? What does the product look like? How does it feel? A video says 1,000 words and images. So it's really important to get those, okay? Once you've nailed and dialed down 5 suppliers, the next thing that I do is I then get samples, okay? So I'm gonna then ask them for samples directly to my house. If the product is cheap, they're gonna be able to provide that sample for free. If not, then they're gonna actually charge for those samples. So you might actually spend around 100 USD per shipping, and then around 50 USD per sample. So it's actually gonna cost you a little bit to get all these samples, but it's gonna be well worth it, okay? Now, if you're at this stage where you're thinking about sourcing, you gotta make sure that your product is in demand. So make sure you run ads, you drop ship it for a little bit or something like that, unless it's fully custom, then obviously you're not gonna be able to do it. But this is kind of like my entire process. What I do is, step one, I can go directly to Alibaba, I look for verified suppliers, 5 years, minimum order quantities, ask them for that. Normally, they're gonna be able to offer you 1,000. You don't need to buy 1,000 units at a time. Make sure you're asking for 100, okay? You wanna make sure your sample batch when you first order is under 1,000, okay? You're gonna be able to ask for your price, photos of the product, the packaging, and videos of the same, okay? So my recommendation to make things efficient, put this all of these questions, okay? These questions here, put them in a big blurb, get ChatGPT to organize it nicely, send it to all the 5 to 10 suppliers that you reach out to. Then when dialed down to 5 suppliers, you might find some suppliers rude, unhelpful, whatever that may be. You wanna be able to then dial down to 5, get those samples in, and then you can start supplying. By the way, if you're new to the channel, my name is Matthew Garris. We build 5 businesses every single month here at the Business Builders. And if you're looking to find a winning product, which is the most important part of any business, then I've created a free course that's going to show you exactly how we do that, how we find winning products, and then exactly how we do it for 60 businesses every single year. So if that's interesting to you, click the link below and I'll see you over there.